Spin. Oh, yes, good. I'm a senior here at Chapman University, and I was in the Navy from 2012 to 2017. I joined the military at 23. I had started thinking about it about a year earlier because I didn't do well in college immediately after I left, and it just, things weren't coming together. I didn't have any answers about how I was going to make things better. So at that point, it was like probably time to make a drastic decision. A lot of what I did was go with their training programs where they would go out into the field or out into the desert. You camp for several days, land navigation exercises, combat drills. You know, it's real military stuff. But my role was always to support the healthcare needs of whatever operation that I was on. I went to a program called Field Medical Training Battalion that trained me how to be a corpsman with the Marine Corps. You can think of him as a medic that sort of does everything and goes everywhere in healthcare. My mom was not happy. She immediately started crying. She told me I was gonna die. I told her what I wanted to do, and as far as going into healthcare, that I didn't want to carry a rifle, which at the same time I ended up doing. When my neighbor called, her 1-year-old son was not breathing and was unconscious on the floor. So I ran over and I found her son there. He was not breathing. His lips were blue, pale white color to his face. And I checked for a pulse. I didn't feel one, so I immediately went into chest compressions. Once the paramedics got there, I continued to help with them. We had to, put AED on him and shock him. We had to drill in intraosseous, which is similar to an IV, only it goes into the bone. Close to 30 minutes of CPR and shock and cycle. We ended up bringing his heartbeat back. I only remember going in, seeing him the first 4 or 5 compressions. I don't remember anything really past that until the paramedics arrived, which is a good 10 to 15 minutes of just like unaccounted space. It took a long time to sort of think about healthcare being an option, mainly because I don't remember a lot of what happened. I didn't know if maybe I had done something wrong. Should I started breaths first or just the million different variables. You try to replay them, but without a memory of what happens, it's like, what are you comparing it to? So for a long time, I was like, maybe that's a sign that I'm not fit to be in that kind of an atmosphere. About a year after I got out of the military, my best friend from the military, who I was living with, he got out of the military. And he had a much more difficult transition. He's one of my best friends in the world to this day. He locked himself in his room. We knew he wasn't feeling right. He wasn't answering the door. So me and my friend Steve kicked his door down, and we found him on the floor in his own bedroom. He had cut his wrists. He had drank a bottle of Jack. He had taken a full bottle of Adderall. And he was trying to go. We went into corpsman mode, basically, to try and help our friend. Now he goes to University of Texas, is his dream school. He's on track to become a PA himself. His whole perspective has shifted as well. It was that secondary event where I didn't feel the same way afterwards, where I was extremely proud of I'm glad that I was there for my friend because I felt like I knew what to do because I had been in that situation. That experience sort of reconciled my past experience. I do fit the bill. I am fit for that work. Until it happened, I didn't realize how much it weighed on me that I didn't know that about myself. And I think that is why I take school so seriously now. Because without it, it kind of takes me out of the fight of being in a situation like that. Without schooling, I can't be in a hospital or be in a healthcare setting trying to help people the way that I want to help them. Since my goals are to go into healthcare, I wanted to take something that was very closely aligned with healthcare, obviously, or with science. So I chose applied human physiology as my major. I feel like I'm getting maybe a little bit more intensive and rigorous of a program, but I think that's the kind of thing that sets you up for long-term success. So in that regard, I'm very, very happy